Part, and then here's the lungs. There's all the lobes right there. There's a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a person. There's the descending vena cava or the aorta. I don't really know. And then there's a trachea there, the white thing with all the rings on it, and you can see the esophagus behind it. Do you want to do that?
Pardon?
The esophagus? Yeah, so it's this little pink line right next to it.
So again, the esophagus is always just dorsal to the trachea. So if you kind of shift the the trachea to the side, you can see the esophagus down below. So
Esophagus right there. And then, yeah, that's it. I think this was something. I don't know.
So those are our mammals, and so
Abdominal, thoracic, and then this is our thin little diaphragm right here.
what?
I know.
What? This is the thoracic right here. And it's like, you can tell because the ribs are ripped open. And it's the abdominal pelvic.
And so you see it, do you have an intact diaphragm separating?
Yeah.
those? Okay.
It's
So
really
you see the
thin though.
diaphragm there?
Right there.
The diaphragm contracts, right? When you're breathing?
Yeah.
Okay. Negative pressure breathing.
Now externally, the only other thing is for males, we can't see the external genitalia. So which one is the male here, the cat or the rat?
The rat.
The rat.
there's
So what do
this
you got going on there?
penis right there. Just testicles. You can see it's all open. There's like the vas deferens right there.
So we have penis, we have testes. Now one of the testes we exposed, right? So you can see it internally.
Right. There's the vas deferens. This little, dude. Oh,
Epididymis, is that the word you want?
epididymis. And then there's the little tube.
So the testis is capped by the epididymis when there's a tube that
This
extends
thing
from
right
that called the vas deferens.
So this is the epididymis and the vas deferens. This tube right here.
Oh yeah, you really did expose yourself. Now is the other one still like intact?
Yeah, it's still in the.
So there you're just saying the scrotum.
Everybody get a good look.
Okay, so let's start with the abdominal pelvic cavity, since I think that's larger and easier to see here. So let's see.
Are you starting cat or rat?
I'll go with the cat first. And so I guess we'll start with the liver, since that's
Okay, so right here we have the liver. It's going to be this giant green looking structure here, and if you actually separate the liver here, it's a little hard to see. You might want to bring your camera over. It's going to be right here.
Gallbladder?
It's the gallbladder right there. It's going to be a little bit more flimsy compared to the liver here. The liver here right below. We're going to have the stomach.
Wait, stop. We gotta do the liver and the rat first.
There's the liver. It's got all these lobes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right
And
there.
then where's the gallbladder?
There's no gallbladder on a rat.
No gallbladder in a rat.
I thought we were just going
you
through
know-
all the cats and then.
Gallbladder is for like producing bile and stuff, and so bile breaks down fat, and so rats don't eat a lot of fatty foods, so you just don't. I shouldn't say it produces bile; it stores the bile. So the liver produces bile. That's another function of liver, just FYI, is producing bile. So multi-purpose organ here.
Liver's dope.
So okay, so you were going with your stomach then. So cat stomach.
So then, do you want me to just go through all three intestines? And...
You can do the digestive system, I guess.
Okay. So then the stomach's right here. It's going to be this really veiny structure. It's going to lead right over here to the duodenum. This is where it's got, the stomach's going to kind of curl up and then just instantly dip back down here into the small intestines. If we move the small intestines, you can see it. It's a little bit hard to see. This is going to be the pancreas right here. Looks almost like ground beef kind of just stuffed up in there
Where it's wrapped up by the what?
by the small intestine.
Just part of the small intestine.
The duodenum.
Duodenum, just like you've seen for all the other animals.
All of this is going to be all of the small intestines. There's a lot of it. There was a large chunk of adipose tissue actually sitting over this. It was almost like a small curtain veil we had to remove. And then the small intestine here is actually going to lead all the way down here into the large intestine. The large intestine is going to come down here into the colon. And right here, this little structure right here, this is actually the urinary bladder.
Okay, so we'll stop there, so that's the digestive system. Let's do the same thing with the rat, I guess.
Alright, so stomach right here, this large thing right there, and then this right next to it's the pancreas. You go over here, there's
It doesn't matter.
No, I know, we kind of keep it.
So this is going to be the urinary bladder right here. It's going to be this little small structure right here. And so actually, if you move all of the small intestines, you're going to have your kidney right here. You're going to have the same thing over on this side. Right next to the kidney here, we're going to have our spleen. And do you want me to point out the ovaries since they're ready?
Yeah, so that'll be let's do the rat,
Okay.
spleen and kidney first, and then we'll go back to the.
Okay, so spleen right here, and then here's
So
the.
notice how the spleen is quite a bit larger in the mammals than it was like in the frog, for example.
So the spleen's
Quite a
this
bit larger.
elongated thing right here next to the stomach, and then you got your 2 kidneys right there. 1, 2. There's your urinary bladder.
Do you guys have a bladder in your rat? I can't remember.
Yeah, we got a little bladder.
Is their spleen larger because they have generally high blood pressure, or does that not really relate?
More pulse in the middle right there. You can kind of see it from this side too, and then that goes into
the
the.
pancreas wrapped up by the duodenum there?
Yeah. And then it goes into the small, this is the small intestines right here, and then it's easier to find the large intestines, so you start at the bottom, and it kind of just traces around. And then there's like the urinary system. And if you look back here, you can see like the inferior vena cava. I like cut up.
Whoa.
So, okay, so if we go back to the,
What I
so what you're